All right, we are streaming. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another Crypto.com live video AMA. My name is Marina, and I'll be your host for today. Today, we're back on the topic of gaming, GameFi, and we're taking a deep dive into the world of Dalarnia, Mines of Dalarnia, that is. Sorry. Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Marina.
Keith. Skip the intro real quick. I apologize. But everybody, please welcome Keith McCullough. He's the COO of Mines of Dalarnia.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going, Keith?
Good. Yeah, glad to be here.
It must be an early morning for you over there. Thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, it's a little early, but it's okay. No problem. Excited to talk about it.
So about a week ago, we posted on social media asking our community to send in their questions for you. So we've collected those, and we're excited to get into it.
Perfect.
So, to start us off, I'm wondering if you can give us a self introduction, tell us about your journey and how you got to Mines of Dalarnia.
Yeah, so I'm Keith McCullough. I'm one of the owners of Working Man Interactive. We're a game studio, been around for a long time, make a lot of games for entertainment clients, mobile apps, things like that. Um, Personally, I've been super into crypto for quite a while, since early enough to regret not buying more Bitcoin back in the day. And I've always been a big believer in blockchain, and I've been pushing for several years for us to get more and more into gaming on the blockchain, yeah, GameFi in general, and just exploring that space because I think it's a huge space for the future of gaming. I think this is where gaming is going. I think it's kind of where everything is going, and I want to be there. So back in 2019, we worked with Chromia Chain to make a kind of a sort of a test game in Mines of Dalarnia, and then have been growing it ever since. And now we've got some major updates to share, and I'm really excited about this kind of new 2.0 launch.
Very cool. So, Mines of Dalarnia was your first foray into GameFi.
Yes, yep, back in 2019 it was. Yep.
Wow. I'm super curious how you guys decided to go for a 2D game and why mining. Can you tell us a little bit about the creative and the thinking there?
Yeah, the process. It was I mean, it was a big decision in some ways. We had a lot of discussion about what we thought was right. We really wanted to make a mining game for a few reasons, and it's not maybe what you think. I think people think you're mining and crypto, and they think that's like very on the nose, and I suppose it is. But mostly, we really like mining games. We like games like Terraria and SteamWorld Dig and all these reference games. We're really into it at the time, still are. Just myself and the team, and so we kind of want to make a game like that anyway, and we thought that it was a good fit. And then we also see all the potential for gamification, right? Because you got different land plots that people can mine, and can own, and renting things and crafting things and having sci-fi. So then once you want to get big, you can have spaceships and all kinds of stuff. So it just seemed like a place where there was a lot of interactions that we could have with NFTs and with currencies and resources and things like that. That also happened to be a game we wanted to make. So it was kind of a perfect fit.
Would you say there are any similar games out there that you could compare it to for people who've never played before? Is there anything like it out there?
Um, yeah, there's nothing exactly like it. I mean, the closest would be a 2D mining game like SteamWorld Dig. I would
Hmm.
say it's the most comparable game. It's not really a sandbox like Terraria for people who play a lot of these games. It's a little more, game focused, but it's also definitely its own creature. I don't think there's many games out there like MOD yet.
What would you say are like the most unique features of the game?
Well, I mean, the GameFi pieces for sure. It's the fact that it takes these somewhat known genre of action mining games, and brings in all the infrastructure of the GameFi space and NFTs and play to earn. and all those aspects kind of integrated. I think really elegantly throughout the whole game with a game that is an action mining game that is already a really fun gameplay model.
Can you tell us about the blockchain that it's built on?
So we're built on Binance, so BSC, and um, we're in general trying to explore cross-chain options. We want to decentralize the game as much as possible, but for launch, we're entirely on Binance.
Got it. And currently, what is the volume like? How many people are playing every day?
So on testnet, we have testnet right now is had we got about 30,000 unique players in December, and over 100,000 unique wallets have played the game. We had 1.1 million mining plays so far, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, a lot of people have been checking it out. This is the test net. It's up right now. It's definitely not a full version of the game by any stretch. That's what we've been working on, but it's really great that the community's been so excited and been playing and contributing to it.
Wow, yeah, that's a ton of people. So for anyone at home that wants to start playing right now, what do they need to do?
So to check out the testnet, just go to minesofdalarnia.com and connect with your wallet and check it out.
Do you need to purchase any kind of starter packs or anything like that to get going?
No, not for testnet. It's all just free to play.
Very
And
cool.
I was going to
Go
say
ahead.
the full game will also have free to play features. There will be there's a starter pack sort of thing, but also anyone will be able to install the game and play and check it out for free without needing to buy anything.
Very cool. So there is this highly anticipated 2.0, which you've been mentioning. What can we expect in 2.0? What are the major changes?
So 2.0 is majorly changed for sure. It is a desktop client game, so it runs on your PC or Mac full screen. It's got beautiful 3D graphics. It's got a lot of new systems built into it. It's got much deeper sort of RPG crafting systems compared to the testnet version, which is a bit gamier, but more set up like a mobile game. This is set up more like a role-playing game where you have equipment slots, you have mining tools that have different stats and perks that you can craft and equip to make yourself more powerful, access deeper levels of the game to get rare resources. It's anyone who's seen the screenshots can tell that the graphics are quite a bit fancier. Same character designs, everything, but 3D and just more modern looking. So it's a major upgrade to the game. We've been working on it like crazy for quite a while now. It's not testable yet. We're looking at announcing a testnet release for this version of the game in the relatively near future. We're not saying a date yet, but it's coming. And that will be the chance for the community to finally check out this huge upgrade we've been working on.
Wow, that must be exciting and a lot of work, but we're all really anticipating that new 2.0 to come out. I think you mentioned it, but are there any like specific new tools or like new upgrades that are going to be available for the miner?
Sure. So for 2.0, there's not there. It's more like it's more different than new to start with because, for example, previously you in testnet right now you just have a pick and you upgrade the pick a couple levels, and that's it. Whereas this one has fully featured NFT item picks that have perks. They can be combined. You can upgrade them. You can get ones that have special affixes to them called aspects and things like that. So it's adding a lot of features and a lot of depth to the kind of core features that we have right now.
Exciting. I want to shift a little bit to talk about land because I know that's a really big component of the game as well. So, can you tell us about land and land ownership and how that all works?
Yeah. So we are releasing. I believe we're launching with 3 planets as the plan. there's one that we are currently doing a land sale for. It is still possible to join that land sale. And that's a planet called Terra Prime. It's a Terra-style planet. And essentially, the idea is each planet has 1,600 plots. You can own a plot. If you do, people can pay money to sort of rent your plot to dig on it, to mine on it. Some plots will be owned by Mines of Dalarnia, so there'll always be some place for new players to go as the game grows. But a lot of the world will be owned by the players, and they will, have their own plots with the resources, and people can go and dig on them, get resources out. Players will, landowners will be able to make some revenue from that, and will periodically also need to replenish their plot using something called a terraforming capsule, which is a big part of our game lore as well, our background story, which is what is creating these crazy planets. And this sort of future technology that rapidly and maybe somewhat dangerously terraforms planets to be full of resources and crazy creatures. So you'll be able to interact with that whole system. And in the future, over time, we have a lot of ideas for ways we can expand what land can do and how that can interact with things like staking, but also making sure that the game has a vibrant economy so that even people who don't have land will be able to enjoy the game and make money in the game, and have a good way to get back their investment on equipment and digs and stuff like that.
Right. So as you mentioned, the land sale is happening right now, which is really exciting. It's the first opportunity for players to actually buy land.
Yes, right now it's like a lottery system, so you can buy into lottery, and then I think that supposed snapshots any day now, I think. But there will also be more land sales in the future because we're launching with a couple planets.
Awesome. And is there any limit right now as to how much land one person can buy?
Uh, there's not a hard limit because it's a lottery system. There's a limit in the sense that we're not going to award 100 plots to one person, I don't believe. But the there's no wallet limit, for example, like somebody aftermarket can acquire as much land as they want.
Got it. And one thing that we were kind of curious about is who is deciding the price of the land rent? How does that work?
That's a great question. So for launch, it was going to be controlled by Mines of Dalarnia. We need to make sure that our economy is functional and that we don't have a lot of price gouging or like weird circumstances where people can warp the game too much. Over time, we would very much like to open that up and make it so that it's more of a natural market and people can set their own prices for rent. And especially as that begins interacting with staking and with having like regions of the planets where people are, you could have regions that get built up or get improved and reasonably could demand more rent for the resources or for their utility and things like that. We'd like to really support that. But at launch, we'll be setting it because we want to make sure that our economy is working on a strong footing.
Right. So on your website, I love the mission you guys have, or the tagline, conquer the unknown and build your wealth. So I think we've talked a little bit about the conquering the unknown part. So I want to talk about the building the wealth part. What do you have to actually do in the game to start earning money?
Sure. So there's really two major paths to earning money in Mines of Dalarnia. I guess there's a few, but the being a landowner, obviously, people will be renting from your land, and that's a great way to bring in money right off the bat. However, there are some costs being a landowner because you do have to continue replenishing your resources with terraforming capsules. So crafting terraforming capsules is something that miners can do, and that kind of creates the loop between the landowners and the miners. Yeah, you are playing game sessions, which we also hope will be fun in their own right, and people will enjoy doing that and playing the game, but also getting resources that you can then use to create items, to create more powerful picks, which you can sell as NFTs, and combine and upgrade those to get better and better, rarer and rarer items that will have value, and allowing people to dig to deeper depths and find rare resources and drops and things like that. You can also craft terraforming capsules and sell those back to landowners. Landowners will need those if they have, especially if they have a busy plot of land that is constantly having its resources depleted. They'll want to refill it. And finally, there are some there's some kind of secondary market things. There are crafting catalysts that you can get that people will need to upgrade and craft equipment that you could be selling. And then we also just have some NFTs. We have the canaries, mining birds that are kind of in-game cosmetics, sort of like pets that follow you around. They're cute and cool. And at launch you can't craft those, so they're just more of an investment possibility. But yeah, there's a kind of a bunch of different ways to theoretically make money playing Mines of Dalarnia.
Yeah, I saw the canaries and the new makeover they're getting in 2.0. They're getting even cuter. I liked that. So tell us more about the DAR token, which is the currency in Dalarnia.
Yep. So yeah, DAR is the game's token, and it's on Binance Smart Chain, and it is used to power most things in the game. So when you rent a plot for mining, when you pay for crafting, all those sorts of things, all cost DAR.
And the name DAR, I'm assuming that comes from Dalarnia, but is that true?
Yeah, the Dalarnia. I don't think it stands for anything exactly. It's just a good token name that we like.
I see. Okay. Are there any plans to like extend the use of DAR outside of MOD?
Um, Outside of MOD, I'm not sure. It might be talking a little bit too far into the future. I think there are certainly ideas, but I think in the shorter term, the plan is to increase the things you can do with DAR in the game, especially
Mhm.
involving staking and features like that.
Yeah, I'd love to get into staking. I believe there's like a few different ways to stake in the game.
So at launch, there isn't much staking really. It's mostly
Okay.
spending. There are a lot of plans on how staking can work. We really, and again, I'm trying to talk too much about like future stuff because I feel like a lot of times, people have talk about things that are ways off in these games, and we don't need to because we have so much stuff that's coming right now that's exciting. I don't want to do too much of the like pie in the sky talk, but we do have ideas certainly for how people can stake DAR in their land and in regions of planets and in the planetary economy in general, and how that can add new features and stuff and upgrade the game over time.
Got it. And I know that decentralized governance is like a key aspect of the game. What power will these token holders have, or do they have now?
Yeah, so that's a really important feature. We just want to make sure that, again, at launch right now, that we have like this fully realized vision of our game, and that like the DAR is widely distributed and we have like a stable player base before we start giving too much power to the governance to the organization. But that's something that we definitely value a lot, and I think going forward, especially as the game grows, we'll be really leaning on DAR holders to help us make decisions and decide what's priority, and maybe even do some votes and game features and things like that.
And I saw that you guys you released a NFT art collection, the Mining Apes. Wondering if you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's a fun art collection. It has ties into the game in the sense that we have a species of spacefaring apes in our setting, in our world, that will be in the game. They're intelligent and they are kind of part of our setting. So it just seemed like a good fit. Ape holders will have some special access to things. I think this part is slightly outside of my knowledge, but I know there are plans for making sure that ape holders get early access to some stuff and that kind of thing.
Right on. So obviously last year, especially the second half, was a huge year for you guys. Looking ahead, like what direction are you guys going in? I feel like there's so many ways you can take this. What is your guys' focus for this year?
Yeah. Well, for right now, we're really just trying to get a really great game to launch and to be fun to play and to work. Um, and so that's like where our focus is. And I think that'll be the focus for at least the first half of the year is getting the game up, getting it launched, making sure that people are enjoying it, making sure there aren't any major issues that are getting in the way of players, and then working on expanding it. And I think that's when it gets really fun for us is the longer term picture of like how can we grow this and how can we involve the players and how can we tie in all these systems and features we have and make sure that this is a game that is fun on its own right and it's something that people would want to invest their time in with or without the play to earn features, while also making sure that it does have robust play to earn features and that the game is a place where players can make money if they are investing wisely or putting in the time and really committing to it. So try to hit all those things at the same time and make sure that the game's making out great.
Yeah, you've got your work cut out for you. Of all those things, what are you the most excited about?
Oh man, I'm most excited about the game, just the gameplay itself. I mean, like I said, I love mining games. I like all the infrastructure built around the game, all the RPG and GameFi features. But at the heart of it, also, I'm excited to make, play, and expand a really robust run-based um, mining game with there's so much opportunity to discover cool, mysterious things and strange creatures and rare items and things that I want to make sure realize in the game. So you really capture this feeling of exploring and uncovering mysterious deep space, subterranean worlds. I love that stuff, and I want to make sure that's represented as something that we continue to grow as we scale the game up.
Do you have like a favorite world?
Uh, well, there's a biome right now. All the only worlds is Terra, but Terra worlds. But there's a biome in it that's called the Crypt that has um, sort of sort of spooky elements. Everything gets purple, and the bull rats and they're like kind of undead and things. And I think it's really neat. I think it's a cool aesthetic, and I also like what it implies. And this is one of the things that I want to make sure we do explore in the future, which is that on a sort of um, technologically, magically terraformed planet, how could there possibly be anything like a crypt? And that's not an oversight. It's kind of a mystery, a seed for future narrative stuff. And I think that's cool.
Very cool. Yeah, the bull rats are also scary but cute. Do
Perfect.
you have a favorite creature or also in the game?
I like the birds. I don't know. I'm very partial to the canaries. But yeah, the bull rat is definitely the poster monster, I guess. The most striking and cool monster.
Um, so 2.0 will be a desktop game, as I understand. What can you tell us about a future mobile game and when that might come out?
Oh yeah. Oh sure. So we very much would like the game to run on mobile as a like fully featured. I think the initial mobile release will not be the full game. It will be a kind of like a support app, so you can craft, combine, access your inventory, trade, check on your land, those sorts of things. And you won't be able to actually go into the mining game, play the mobile app immediately. Um, some of that stuff also we'd like to be accessible from a website as well. So you can sort of like spend time and interact with the Mines of Dalarnia universe when you're not actually like able to sit down like your computer and play. But um, big picture, I would love it if you could play on mobile as well.
And I think I saw on your roadmap that a chat feature was going to be incorporated soon.
Uh, yes, so we want to really have as many community features as we can. I mean, we'd like to have multiplayer where players can. It was not like an MMO where people are all hanging out together. At least not in the near future. That's more of a way out kind of idea of space stations and stuff. But in the near future, we'd like to have people be able to like um, dig two-player, just dig together, or race, or have little competitions and tournaments where people get the same mine seed and are able to see who can do something first, get the high score, that kind of thing. Small session multiplayer, head to head, is something that we are really interested in, and also trying to find ways to take this world and just make it feel like you can feel the people who are around you. So, right, in-game chat, maybe some more indicator where people are gathering. Again, I want to make sure I'm clear that it's not a massive multiplayer sort of circumstance anytime soon, but it should feel, we want it to feel like you're not playing a single player game with blockchain. It should feel like there's a community visible right in the game.
Yeah, we had a few questions about multiplayer, so there's certainly an appetite for it. So exciting to see how that pans out. Speaking of community, how are you guys raising awareness about the game in English and also in areas where English isn't widely spoken?
Yeah, so we have a great marketing team, and we've been working with a lot of partners over at Chromaway and the Chromia team, and some of their marketing team as well. And I think everyone's really been doing an awesome job engaging the community. A lot on Discord and Telegram. Discord for sure is where the most. If you join the Mines of Dalarnia Discord server, there's a lot of activity there. And Telegram as well has been getting out there, and then the social media platforms have been really active. So I think that's a lot of our current player base strength and interest. It comes from that. I mean, the testnet looks is cool, and I think people are excited about it. But I think also a lot of it is just the message getting out there and people seeing what we're working on, and us being able to kind of share in our progress with the community and get people thinking and talking about the game.
Exciting. Yeah, I think this game would definitely be popular all over the world, and exciting to see how you guys grow the community. It kind of flew by, but we've gone through all of our questions. Keith, I want to ask you if there's anything that we didn't cover today, or something new that you want to mention.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the emphasis is on 2.0 is coming soon. It's looking awesome. We're posting videos of the new gameplay, and I think it's in many ways the Mines of Dalarnia that people have been enjoying and have come to love on the testnet. And in other ways, it's something new and something kind of, I think, bigger and deeper. And it's really, I really can't wait for people to have the chance to actually play it. We're not yet announcing the testnet 2.0, but it won't be very long. And then just getting everyone in there, and growing this whole vision into something that goes just outside of our own minds, and it gets into the community, and see what everybody wants to do with it and where they want it to go, and then kind of building a world together, building a galaxy together. I don't know, I'm very, very excited about it. And I can't wait. I just can't wait to have people check it out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I guess we'll wrap up the question portion of the interview here. It's been really fun to hear all about MOD. There's so much exciting stuff coming up. Really excited to get playing. So to our audience joining us today, thank you so much for submitting your questions to Keith, as always. And if you haven't already checked out Mines of Dalarnia, go play it. It's super fun and it's really easy to get started. And if you act now, you might even be able to snag some land. You can follow Mines of Dalarnia on social media, as Keith mentioned, I believe Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Discord, and Telegram, all the places at Mines of Dalarnia. Is that correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And whenever 2.0 does launch, I assume that will be the first place to check, or you'll be announcing it.
Oh yes, we'll be announcing testnet and then launch dates. Those are the places for sure. Yep.
Great. Yeah, make sure to follow those. And of course, make sure and follow crypto.com to stay informed about updates about our upcoming events. Keep an eye on our Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, etc. The AMA will remain viewable after today on YouTube. Thank you again, Keith. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Marina. It's great.